Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Gregory Martin, aka the Super Producer, and here we review movies, TV series, discuss filmmaking tips, and entertainment news. Now, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please don't forget to smash that like button and comment down below. Also, don't forget to ring that bell. It keeps you notified whenever I post a new video, and it also helps the channel grow. Now, with that being said, let's just jump right into today's video, and today we are reviewing the Amazon Prime movie One Night in Miami, which is the directorial debut for famed actress Regina King and has a really good unknown cast sprinkled in with Aldous Hodge and Leslie Odom Jr. So as you guys obviously can tell, I haven't been posting a lot, and this is my first review of 2021. Now, I actually watched this movie I want to say right before or right after the new year, but there was a lot of things going on in my life, and I just never had a chance to get in front of the camera and record my thoughts on the film. And as some of you guys have seen in previous reviews, I am always a little skeptical about movies that kind of come out around this time of the year. If you see my last, I think, 2 videos referencing Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and the George Clooney movie, The Midnight Sky, this is typically when studios release these movies, trying to get them, I guess, to qualify for the Academy Awards. And this movie is definitely one of those films that has all of the signature things that you would look for in a film that is trying to make a push for an Academy run. And one of the things that really made me hesitant about watching this film is, again, I've said in the past, I'm really not a big fan of movies that are based off of theater productions or plays, because I feel at times, or most of the time, that the productions are very static. And some of these plays, you know, they work better as plays and not necessarily in the medium of, you know, maybe a TV show or even a motion picture. The only parts that really felt like a theater production is when they're all in the room after the fight, after Cassius Clay's fight, and they're all talking about how to move forward the black agenda. That all felt staged, and that was all. You can tell it was blocked a certain way. It was done a certain way. Even the performances were done in a way that were very similar to what you would see in a live production. The difference is the performances were just on another level. I'm not sure who this guy is who played Malcolm X. Whether I agree with what he was saying. I agree with certain points of what he was saying and disagree with a lot of it. His performance was outstanding. Leslie Odom Jr., I had no idea who he was prior to watching Hamilton on Disney Plus last year, but everything that he's in, I'm glued to, because he's just a brilliant performer. And that encompasses acting, singing, dancing. He just has a presence about him. I think the strongest suit that he has is his voice, his ability to sing. But for me, was one of his best acting performances that I've seen him do on screen. Out of the 4 characters, I really enjoyed Malcolm X, the actor who played Malcolm X, Leslie Odom Jr., and then surprisingly, or not surprisingly, Aldous Hodge, who played Jim Brown. This was one of his best acting performances. I've been following him for the past 18 years. I wanted him in one of my movies years ago when I first started out producing, and this is when he was not necessarily a young actor, in age, but you know, he was a relatively new to the scene. I think at the time he was on the TV show Leverage, and his team was trying to steer him a certain way. Even though he wasn't in one of the films I wanted to do with him, I still really respected him as one of these next guys who's going to be up and doing some really great work. To me, he has not disappointed. I think he's put in a ton of work over the last 8 to 10 years, and I think this film is a culmination of all of the films that he's done prior and all the roles that he's done prior, and he's gotten to this point where he's a very polished actor, and the performance really came off in this film. I mean, there's nothing but great things to say about this film. This is a very powerful story. Also, the directing, Regina King. I mean, Regina King is a legend in the Black community from her acting roles, and I know she's produced some things, and I'm happy to see her step behind the camera and show a different, I guess, a different craft, or an extension of her craft. You know, she's been on sets for what, I think 30 years. So all that experience, I cannot not help but think that aided her in this, in her directing this film. And even though I really don't like how the studios do this, how they make these films come in at the end of the year where they're like the freshest thing on your mind, and it kind of skews everything that we've seen prior in the year. But this was a really good entry that kind of makes you makes me forego some of those biases that I have towards these films, that, you know, the whole intention really is to give these actors or give the production an angle to win some type of award. I think this film is definitely going to garner a lot of nominations. Definitely, I believe, Best Director, probably Best Adapted Screenplay, a Best Actor or Supporting Actors. I'm not sure how they're going to divvy that up, but I think it's going to get at least maybe 4 to 5 nominations. That's how good this film is. It's a very powerful film, and with everything that happened last year, I think it's a very appropriate film to wrap up the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary on the movie. If you did, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, I will catch you on the next one.